Everyone talks about the basics: water, canned food, a flashlight, maybe a first aid kit. You have heard that list 100 times, and so has everyone else. That is precisely the problem. When a real emergency hits, not a snowstorm, not a power flicker, but a genuine, extended grid collapse, the people who survive comfortably are not the ones who remembered the standard list. They are the ones who thought 3 levels deeper than the standard list. They are the ones who already have what they need before anyone else realizes they need it. This is not that standard list. What follows are 12 items that disappear from store shelves within the first 6 hours of any serious grid down event. Not because panic buying crowds snatch them up, but because a small, quietly prepared group of people, the ones who have done their homework long before crisis arrives, walk through the doors first and buy every single one. By the time the average person realizes these items exist and why they matter, the shelves are bare. Study this list, then act on it before you need to. Item 1. Pool shock. Calcium hypochlorite granules. When the grocery store water aisle becomes a war zone, the pool supply section remains completely untouched. Most people never make the connection. That oversight is your opportunity. Calcium hypochlorite granules, sold as pool shock at any hardware or pool supply store, are one of the most powerful and compact water purification tools available to civilians. A single 1-pound bag of granules at 68% concentration is capable of purifying approximately 10,000 gallons of drinking water. To put that into perspective, a family of 4, drinking the recommended 2 liters per person per day, would take over 13 years to consume that much water. The math is straightforward. A fraction of a teaspoon dissolved in a gallon of water treats it to safe drinking standards. The granules themselves store indefinitely in a sealed container kept away from heat and moisture. They do not degrade the way liquid bleach does. A bottle of household bleach loses approximately half its disinfecting strength within 6 months of manufacture. Pool shock does not have that problem. In the first hours of a grid collapse, the people who understand this walk calmly past the chaos in the bottled water aisle. They go directly to the pool supply section, pick up 1 or 2 bags of calcium hypochlorite, and walk out with a decade's worth of water purification capacity in a container the size of a coffee can. One critical note: calcium hypochlorite granules must never be stored near fuels, oils, or organic materials. They are an oxidizer. Store them in a cool, dry location in their original sealed container or an airtight glass jar. Used correctly, this is one of the highest value preparedness investments per dollar available anywhere. Item 2. Unscented baby wipes. Sealed multi-packs, baby wipes vanish from baby supply aisles during emergencies, while the outdoor survival section gets stripped bare. The reason is a gap in mental framing. People do not instinctively categorize baby wipes as emergency equipment. That gap is a serious mistake. Full sanitation capability with 0 water required is not a convenience. It is a medical necessity. In a grid-down environment, access to running water becomes unreliable within hours. Municipal water systems depend on electrically powered pumping stations. When the grid goes down, water pressure begins dropping. Hygiene, personal cleanliness, wound surface management, and basic disinfection becomes a critical survival function rather than a comfort preference. A sealed multi-pack of unscented baby wipes handles all of the following without a single drop of running water: full-body personal hygiene, wound surface cleaning before treatment, temperature management during heat stress by cooling the skin, and basic surface disinfection of hands and tools. The specification here is important: unscented only. Scented varieties contain fragrance compounds, preservatives, and surfactants that are irritating to open wounds and broken skin. In a situation where you may be cleaning a laceration, a friction blister, or a rash with no access to proper wound care supplies, introducing an irritant to that wound is medically counterproductive. Infected wounds in a grid-down environment without access to antibiotics or clinical care become dangerous within 48 to 72 hours. They become life-threatening within a week. Personal hygiene is not a comfort issue in an extended emergency. It is the first line of infection defense. Buy sealed multi-packs. Store them in a cool, dry location. Unscented, this is not negotiable. Item 3. Contractor-grade garbage bags. 6 mil black standard household garbage bags are not emergency equipment. They are thin-walled containers designed to hold kitchen waste for 24 hours before disposal. Under any real physical stress, pressure, friction, lateral tension, sharp edges, they fail immediately. The 6 mm contractor-grade garbage bag is an entirely different tool. A 6 mil contractor bag can be converted into a rain poncho in under 60 seconds with a single cut. It functions as a waterproof ground barrier between a sleeping body and wet soil. It collects rainwater when shaped into a funnel or basin. It serves as emergency waterproofing for gear, documents, electronics, and food supplies. It handles waste containment in a sanitation-compromised environment. It provides a waterproof outer layer for improvised shelter construction. One box of 10 contractor bags costs approximately $4 at any hardware store. That $4 covers more emergency scenarios than survival gear costing 10 times more. Structural integrity is the difference. A standard bag tears under lateral stress. A 6 mil contractor bag holds body weight without failure. The color matters less than the thickness. Black offers the additional benefit of opacity, which is relevant for sanitation purposes and for blocking light in certain shelter situations. The specification to memorize is the thickness, 6 mil, contractor grade. Everything else is secondary. Item 4. Cyanoacrylate adhesive. Medical grade formulation. Cyanoacrylate is the chemical compound behind what most people know as superglue. What most people do not know is that the medical grade formulation of the same compound has been used in field surgery for wound closure when sutures are unavailable. Applied carefully to a clean, dry laceration, medical grade cyanoacrylate bonds the wound edges together faster than any adhesive bandage and holds under physical stress, moisture, and movement. It has been used in military field medicine and emergency trauma settings for decades. The civilian version available at most pharmacies performs nearly identically for surface wound closure. Beyond wound management, cyanoacrylate solves a wide range of equipment problems that become critical in an emergency scenario. It bonds cracked boot soles that would otherwise cause debilitating blisters within miles of walking. It reseals cracked or broken containers. It repairs broken gear, straps, buckles, handles, clasps that would otherwise render equipment useless. It seals small cracks in water storage containers. A $2 tube of medical-grade cyanoacrylate outperforms $20 of standard first aid supplies for acute injuries. It weighs nothing. It takes up no space. It never appears on standard emergency lists because it sounds too ordinary. That ordinariness is exactly why it is still on the shelf 6 hours into a crisis, while dedicated first aid gear has been cleared out. One note on application. The wound must be clean and dry before application. Cyanoacrylate does not bond effectively to wet surfaces and does not substitute for deep wound care or infection treatment. It closes surface lacerations. For that specific function, there is nothing more effective at the price point. Item 5. Wool socks, pure wool, 3 pairs minimum. This item sounds too simple to matter. That is a miscalculation that has ended evacuation scenarios for otherwise well-prepared people. Here's what happens to feet in a real emergency that involves significant walking. Cotton socks absorb moisture, sweat, rain, puddles, and hold it directly against the skin. Within 2 miles of walking in wet cotton socks, friction increases dramatically. Blisters begin forming. At 4 miles, the skin breaks open. At 6 miles, the open wounds make sustained walking genuinely difficult. At 10 miles, the situation has become a medical problem that slows or stops forward movement entirely. Wool performs differently at every stage of that progression. Wool fibers wick moisture away from skin rather than trapping it. Even when completely saturated, wool continues to insulate. It does not hold moisture against the skin the way cotton does. The result is dramatically reduced friction, dramatically reduced blister formation, and maintained thermal regulation in both cold and warm conditions. Pure wool, not cotton wool blends, not synthetic moisture wicking blends. Blends compromise the core properties that make wool effective in sustained use scenarios. The sporting goods section of any outdoor retailer carries pure merino wool hiking socks. They are more expensive than cotton. They are significantly less expensive than being unable to walk. Own 3 pairs before you need them. The sporting goods wool section empties by hour 4 of any serious emergency. Item 6. Hand crank AM/FM radio. Cell towers operate on backup battery systems. Those systems are typically designed to provide between 4 and 8 hours of continued operation after grid power fails. Internet infrastructure is more fragile, not less. It depends on multiple redundant systems, each of which has its own backup power limitations. In the first 6 hours of a genuine grid collapse, the information environment degrades faster than most people anticipate. Within hours, the primary sources of information that most people rely on, smartphones, internet news, social media, become unavailable or unreliable. AM broadcast towers operate on independent backup power systems, designed to maintain transmission for weeks after grid failure. This is a deliberate design feature of the broadcast infrastructure, built specifically because AM radio was designated as an emergency communications medium decades ago. Emergency management agencies, weather alert systems, and public safety coordination still broadcast on AM and FM frequencies. A hand crank radio requires no batteries, no charging cable, no network connectivity, and no functioning grid infrastructure of any kind. A few minutes of hand cranking provides hours of listening. It is the only reliable source of externally verified information in the first phase of a grid-down event, when every other information source is simultaneously failing. The hand crank specification is important. Battery-powered radios require a supply of functioning batteries. In an extended scenario, battery supply becomes a logistics problem. A hand crank radio has no dependency on external consumables. The energy input is human muscle. That supply does not run out. Item 7. A printed personal contact directory. Write this one down right now. Then do it. Every phone number you rely on. Family members, close friends, your doctor, a neighbor with relevant skills, anyone whose location or coordination matters in an emergency, is currently stored inside a device that requires two things to function: electrical power and a working network. In a grid collapse, both of those dependencies fail simultaneously. The average person, asked to recite phone numbers from memory, can produce 2 or 3 at most. Most people genuinely do not know the phone numbers of people they speak to every day, because smartphones have made memorization unnecessary. This is a critical vulnerability in any emergency coordination plan. The solution costs nothing and takes 5 minutes. Write down or print out every phone number and physical address that matters. Place that document in a waterproof sleeve, available at any office supply store for approximately $1. Store 1 copy with your emergency supplies and 1 copy in your vehicle. That is the entire action required. A few minutes of effort and $1 of materials closes what is otherwise a complete failure point in any emergency communication plan. In a scenario where you need to coordinate with family members, locate a meeting point, or contact someone with medical knowledge or a working vehicle, that printed list is the difference between being able to act and being completely cut off. Nobody does this. The reason is that there is no urgency attached to it on any normal day. The urgency only appears when it is too late to act on it. Act on it now. Item 8. Baking soda. Large sealed box of baking soda costs approximately $1 and weighs around 12 ounces. It performs 8 distinct functions in an emergency environment, replacing 8 separate products that cost significantly more and take up significantly more space. Wound surface cleaning. Dental hygiene without water. A small amount of baking soda on a finger or cloth cleans teeth effectively without requiring running water. Grease fire suppression. Baking soda smothers grease and electrical fires effectively. Water makes grease fires worse. Odor control. In a confined living space during an extended emergency, odor management affects both morale and sanitation. Surface disinfection. A baking soda solution effectively reduces bacterial load on surfaces. Digestive treatment. A quarter teaspoon dissolved in water addresses acid reflux and indigestion when pharmaceutical alternatives are unavailable. Water alkalinity adjustment. Useful for water that is acidic following purification treatment. Insect sting and minor burn relief. A paste of baking soda and water reduces inflammation and discomfort. 1 box. $1. 8 functions. The reason it disappears from store shelves in the early hours of an emergency is not mass panic buying. It is that the small number of people who fully understand what it does buy every box they can carry the moment they walk through the door. Item 9. Leather palm, cut-resistant work gloves. Hands are the primary tool of every physical emergency task. Moving debris, handling broken glass, working with sharp metal, operating hand tools under load. Every one of these tasks destroys unprotected hands within 30 minutes of sustained work. An infected hand wound in an environment without accessible medical care is a scenario-ending problem. The hand is required for nearly every other survival function. Loss of hand function through injury, a deep laceration, a crush injury, a serious infection. Work gloves with leather palms and cut-resistant construction disappear from hardware stores by hour 3 of any serious emergency. The people who need them most realize this only when they reach for something sharp, barehanded. The specific material matters. Synthetic palm work gloves compress under grip pressure and provide minimal cut resistance. Leather palm gloves resist cutting and puncture under sustained physical stress. Full finger coverage is the specification. Fingerless gloves leave the most injury-prone area of the hand, the fingertips, exposed. Own a pair in every size that matters to your household. Children working in an emergency environment are as vulnerable to hand injury as adults. Size appropriately. Item 10. Heavy-duty commercial-grade aluminum foil. Standard kitchen aluminum foil tears under any real mechanical stress. The commercial-grade heavy-duty roll, available at restaurant supply stores and some hardware retailers, is a different product. The emergency applications of commercial-grade aluminum foil span several unrelated categories. Electronics protection. Small devices wrapped tightly in multiple layers of heavy aluminum foil are shielded from electromagnetic pulse effects. This is a basic Faraday cage principle. Cookware replacement. Food cooked in a tightly sealed foil pouch over any heat source, open flame, wood coals, a camp stove, cooks evenly without any dedicated cookware. Signaling. The reflective surface of aluminum foil is visible from aircraft and elevated positions at significant distances. Shelter insulation. Foil-lined walls and ceiling surfaces reflect body heat back into a living space, meaningfully improving thermal retention. Water collection. Foil can be shaped into a funnel or basin to direct rainwater into storage containers. Food preservation. Tightly sealed foil pouches extend the shelf life of partially consumed food by limiting oxygen exposure. One roll at approximately $4 covers all of these functions. Standard kitchen foil fails under the mechanical demands of most of these applications. The commercial grade specification holds. That distinction determines whether the tool functions or fails when you are actually depending on it. Item 11. Fishing line and hooks. 30 meters of 20-pound monofilament fishing line and a 10-pack of size 8 hooks together weigh under 1 ounce. Their combined cost is under $2. They fit in a jacket pocket. In a grid-down scenario where food supply chains are disrupted and access to stored food is limited, protein acquisition becomes a priority within days. Monofilament and hooks represent the highest calorie acquisition potential per dollar and per gram of weight of any item on this list. The fishing application is obvious. The secondary application is less commonly known. 20-pound monofilament strung at ankle height between fixed points, trees, stakes, furniture legs, and a rest location. Functions as a near-invisible perimeter alarm. Any movement through the line at night creates noise and tension that alerts occupants to approach without any electronic equipment required. Weight under 1 ounce. Cost under $2. Caloric acquisition capability. Perimeter awareness capability. This is the highest utility to weight ratio item on this list, and it consistently appears in no one's emergency supply list because it sounds recreational rather than critical. It is critical. Item 12. Duct tape. Original fabric backed silver. If you own one item from this entire list, make it this one. Standard silver fabric backed duct tape. The original formulation, not the cheap plastic film knockoff sold at discount stores, is the single most versatile emergency tool available. The distinction between the fabric-backed original and the plastic film imitation is the difference between a functional tool and a prop. Plastic film versions peel within hours under heat, moisture, or mechanical stress. Fabric-backed duct tape holds under all three. The applications in an emergency scenario are extensive. Structural shelter repair, sections of damaged roof, broken window frames, and compromised wall panels can be stabilized with fabric-backed duct tape under conditions where other repair materials are unavailable. Waterproofing. Overlapping layers of tape create a functional waterproof seal on cracked containers, leaking pipes, and damaged equipment. Blister prevention. Applied directly to the skin on high friction points. Heels, ball of foot, toes. Before walking begins, duct tape eliminates the friction that causes blisters entirely. This is not a field hack. It is a technique used by military personnel, ultramarathon runners, and long-distance hikers. Emergency wound closure. For wounds that cannot be closed by other means, duct tape over a clean dressing holds the dressing in place under physical activity. Splint binding. Paired with any rigid material, duct tape secures a field splint for an injured limb. Gear repair. Broken straps, cracked handles, split seams, detached soles. Fabric-backed duct tape restores function to equipment that would otherwise be unusable. One roll. Every scenario. No substitutes for the specification. The gap that matters. 12 items, none of them on any standard preparedness list. All of them gone from store shelves within 6 hours of a serious emergency. Not because of mass panic, but because a small number of informed people act before the panic begins. The gap between being prepared and being unprepared in a genuine crisis is not primarily a financial gap. The items on this list cost a combined total that most households could acquire for under $60. The gap is an information gap, and more precisely, it is an action gap. Information that is understood but not acted upon is worth exactly nothing in an emergency. Every item on this list is available right now at normal prices, in normal quantities, with no urgency attached to the purchase. That condition will not exist when you actually need these items. The window to act is before the need is visible. Once the need is visible, the window has already closed. Acquire these 12 items before you need them. Store them properly. Know how to use each one. That knowledge held in advance is the actual preparation. Everything else is just a list.